Some tall timber, and no mark taken in the end. Well done for the Allies by Harris Andrews. His kick not as good, and the ball eventually out of play.
And the Allies, of course, in the white jumpers, the NAB jumpers, if you like, a year older, and you'll see that with both their size and their body weight, so a bit bigger, a bit stronger.
They come back out this broadcast side. Here's Francis again. They worked it patiently and well. Josh Dunkley, star of the Gatorade commercial, just edges it forward. Good kick marked by Skinner, who was called to play on. Dunkley now another chance. Loops it the way of O'Kearney, and he was set upon in a strong tackle by Hodgson, and the ball locked up.
The AIS boys didn't get very far there, but you just gave you a first look at this.
At the Western Bulldogs, he coaches now what's called now the NAB AFL Academy under the new brand, and today they're playing as the Australian under-17s.
Here's a chance for a Chi, who went round the corner, and the ball offhand through for one behind. But back to Jason Saddington, credit to him and also Mark Browning for the work they've done in the Northern States. It
was a beautiful mark on centre wing from Aaron Francis. Just the kick wasn't quite as good there, and the turnover came.
Here's a chance for Mills, pumps it long in the Archie direction. No mark taken. You spoke about Cockatoo. Here he is, Kev. Spun out of trouble. Interesting option to retreat inside defensive 50. But to hear his name read out early in the draft. Although this not as good by the Allies. Turnover. Chance for Archie. Kicks long inside 50. Option there. And Shacky with the one hand.
Good take.
The Murray Bushrangers leading goal kicker this year as a bottom major. Just extended that right arm. Brought it into his chest, and has Evan by you, Mick Ablett and the team to try and join forces with Mark Evans and his plans to try and get a game like this played before the big guns. As that one was hacked forward, in the end Curnow, familiar name, we'll talk more about him in a tick. Kick not great, perhaps wasn't the best option, but the umpires picked out a free kick. Will go the way of the Allies.
Just didn't
Jordan
go back.
Foot.
Yeah.
As a bottom ager, won the Harrison Medal for the best and fairest in Division 2 of the National Championships, and he's a boy that can play both ends of the ground. I think he'd be a bid player for sure for the Brisbane Lions.
Keys got the clearance, kicked up towards half forward. Look at Eads, went with the one hand, got the handball clear to Archie. Flying shot on goal.
With 4 possessions and a goal, Hislop and Dawson 6 possessions each.
So a nice opening for the Allies. The AFL Academy just lacking the clinical execution inside 50, although here's an opportunity. Slipped through the fingers of Aidan Johnson. Wing, Sullivan, looping handball to O'Kearney, who the boys said has had it on a string. They work it forward, although not the best of options there. Free kick going the way of the Allies and coming back to Mattingly.
Called a block, just didn't allow him to have good use of the ball. Defensive pressure is important as well. I thought Aidan Johnson's pressure down there as a forward.
Advantage so far, but we'll wait and see how this game continues to unfold. Once again, O'Kearney in tight, did really well. Matheson clever over the top, and here they go once again. Guess who? O'Kearney inside 50. This kick not his best. It was a really good grab at the end by Jackson, and he can relieve some pressure. We'll have full draft coverage, trade coverage as well on afl.com.au. Kel Toomey live at the Combine. Terry Wallace and myself involved in trade radio, kicking off on Monday as Hodgson delivers forward. And good mark in the end taken by Howard. Just got separation and kicks now inside 50. Sat it on the head of his teammate there.
Possession of the ball and fed it out to Coughlin, which set it up there. So it was a goal assist from Hodgson.
So ball tossed back in. It's Cockatoo, third man up. Dunkley, snap round the corner. Narrowly misses. As we see Brad Johnson, boundary side, taking control of the AFL Academy. And he's been a fantastic acquisition. Tell us about the coaching staff that these... Just about all she wrote as we tick down 10 seconds and counting towards half-time.
Mark.
Was a great mark, maybe not, although it'll require a decent roost of the football from Josh Dunkley. And Swans fans watching on would hope that he kicks the ball a little bit better than his old man, Kev, but...
The chance from him. Andrew was, team of the century for the City Swans as a defender, and was an ungainly looking kick, but a very effective one, and a great player for the Swans.
Very well put.
Whoops.
And...
That was one of Dad's kicks, I think.
Not one of Josh's best efforts either. So a 15-point lead at half-time. The Allies 6-2-38. The AFL Academy kicking to the City end. Sullivan up. Won it down. Cockatoo now on the ball. Really slick hands, then fumbled. Chance just really burrowing through there for Jones. He was wrapped up though. Good tackle. And Dunkley was the tackler on that occasion. So ball thrown up. The MCG slowly but surely starting to fill up. As it bounces around like a pinball. Dunkley at the back. His kick ricocheted off the shin of an opponent. Chance for his lot. Really clean hands below his knees. Good evasive work by Cockatoo. Turned onto his left. High ball towards the tip of the goal square. And a fantastic mark in the machine. Nakia Cockatoo.
Well, we've been waiting for it. We said he'd been injured for the year, and he's been waiting for this opportunity too. He's got a great demeanour about him, Nakia Cockatoo. He's been at every camp over the last 12 months, injured. At times he's had the moonbird on, at times it's even been crutches, a second operation. It just hasn't quite gone for him, but he's been waiting for today, and he's really shown his great ability in this first couple of quarters.
Wiedering, really good body-on-body stuff.
Good closing speed too.
And Kearney, the one-step kick into Dunkley, and now Stewart looks to kick a raking ball towards that southern side. Did really well. Open forward line. Heaney now sent down back. Race on between he and Archie. Desperate stuff by Isaac.
And 35 players picked in their 17th year. They may well have played national 18s as bottom ages, or they might have been playing in state leagues around Australia. And they will have their around 40 days together in a camps-based program under direction of Brad Johnson, the head coach.
As the academy boys work their footy, got rid of it just in the nick of time, delivered forward towards Ubergang. Fisted clear from him. Chance for Coughlin, who met it solidly. Has got an unkind bounce, whistle on play. Free kick, an advantage to the AFL Academy. Partington streams forward. AFL logo, pumps it long. He'll need it high flyer. No mark taken. Ground 25-point lead to the Allies.
4 goals, 8 never helps, Tristan.
It doesn't. They've squandered a few gettable opportunities too. Here's a chance. Clark one way, then another. They need a mark. Almost got one too. Argus perhaps could have done better there. Heaney did well. Burrowed through. Now Jackson. Spear chipping ball towards foot. He steers it down the boundary line. Howard had a couple to beat. Perhaps not the best option. And the Academy, one last roll of the dice. 3 minutes counting. Keys laid it off. They push forward. Shaki, the big man, made to work. Did well in the com.au draft expert. Callum Toomey has joined us in the commentary position. Cal, welcome to you.
Hello Tristan, hello Terry, nice to be here.
Hello Callum, some real talent on display, isn't there?
Absolutely, both sides. It's been fascinating to watch both sides go at it, as you've been calling. I think the Allies have got a little bit more maturity under their belt, but some enthusiasm from
a step into AFL footy.
I think they've almost been waiting for it, those two, for it throughout the year. There's been stages where they've had a couple of flat patches, but that's hard to get past when you know that you're going to get drafted. These guys know they're going to be first-round picks, so at times there's some motivation levels there that need to be pricked up. But as you say, Josh Dunkley's been terrific. We see Cal Mills, who's shown that he could be probably in this draft as well, so plenty of talent.
Later on the day as well.
Yeah, absolutely. We saw that last week where Port Adelaide could have been here today if they had a kick straight in the first quarter. I'll tell you who I have liked early on though, Harley Ballick was good in the third term. I thought he kicked that goal. Got a bit of a basketball background. At the moment he's got to build up that tank. A little bit like Christian Petrarca was last year. Next year we'll see how he goes if he can move into the midfield and develop. Really offers something for clubs looking for that sort of range in the top 10.
Look, there's been players that have had more of the ball, but I think he's been the most dominant when he's had the ball in his hands.
We see Isaac Heaney's had 16. Hasn't been an outstanding game by Isaac Heaney's sort of standards, but look, Lockie's had about 5 weeks off, Lockie, since the last game, so he